the curse of Dr. Mike Israetel. Now, I don't actually have a bad word to say against him. I fuck with Dr. Mike. I respect him. I think he's cool. I'm a Dr. Mike fan, but since everyone's making a hit piece on him and I'm a small up-and-coming channel, I might as well cash out on the views, right? I might as well put his name in the title and the thumbnail as well. So this is what I mean when I say the curse of Dr. Mike. So if you're watching these rows on screen, which technique do you think is better? The technique on the left, where I'm really trying to get a deep stretch at the bottom and I'm fully protracting and coming over the top of the chest pad, and then at the top I'm fully retracting, or the technique on the right, which is a little bit less excessive movement. I'm still going all the way down and all the way up, still getting the stretch and the contraction, all that good stuff, but I'm not doing too much. What would you say the best technique is? For the longest time, I thought the technique on the left was the best because I watched loads of Dr. Mike and he always talks about this, right? Get a deep stretch, as much range of motion as possible. But then recently, after watching Jonathan Warren's video, I thought maybe that isn't so necessary. And so this idea came into my head of the curse of Dr. Mike, which is where you consume so much content that tells you, you know, deep stretch, deep stretch, deep stretch. But then you kind of forget that some things you don't need to be excessive with, e.g. the 2 clips of T-bar rows that I just showed. In one clip, I was, in my opinion, excessive with it. You know, obviously at the time, I thought that was the best technique possible. In the other clip, I was less excessive with it. But both form techniques are still right. So when it comes to the curse of Dr. Mike, what I really mean is, I fuck with him, bro, and I like his content, but maybe he's not always right in it. Maybe bro's not always right. And I don't want to be a contrarian here and be like, oh, fuck Dr. Mike, I know more than him. Clearly I don't. Dr. Mike is the guy, man. He is the man. I will always recommend his videos to people. But sometimes I just got to be a bit more wary and realize, you know, maybe, just maybe, his content and his advice isn't as good as I thought. For the longest time, I put him on a pedestal and I thought, yep, whatever Dr. Mike says, that's it. I'm doing that. Now, I'm kind of thinking a bit more for myself, gaining knowledge and advice from other sources. Quite a few who actually oppose Dr. Mike. So I like Lyle McDonald, for example. Them two have a little bit of a beef. I like Jonathan Warren. Even a couple other people have, you know, spoken out against him. Especially GVS actually made a video talking about Dr. Mike's technique cyborg technique little era, which I fully agree with GVS. That was a bit mad. The technique cyborg stuff is a bit mad. Like doing extreme range of motion with like 1 kilo of weight is not my way of lifting. So I fuck with Dr. Mike, but sometimes I just gotta think, is everything he says really, really applicable and really, really that correct? But with that said, what do you lot think of the T-bar form? Which form do you think is better? Do you think it makes much difference getting that full deep stretch over the top? Or can I keep the torso a bit more rigid? I personally think I can keep the torso a bit more rigid. As long as my arms are long, as long as there's scapular movement, you know, protraction and retraction, I don't think I need to be excessive and go over the top like that. So that's just be my thoughts. Like I always say, if I'm on your screen right now, then I've kept your interest somehow. So let me know what you thought of this video. Let me know what you think of Dr. Mike. Drop a like, comment, all that good stuff. Subscribe, daily uploads. You guys know the deal. Catch you in the next one. In a